Good evening. Today I will be describing green energy and power generation and why I think power generation is, for the foreseeable future, the best option for us. So, one day you're driving down the road, you look over and there's a windmill and it's spinning. You're like, oh, there's green energy working its best right there. No emissions, no nothing. It's just taking the wind and turning it into electricity. That is good, but it's not the fastest and best way to make electricity. Diesel generators, they've been around for quite a while now. They really took the spotlight during the World War II when Germans used them for in their bunkers for ventilations and power, and they're used on battleships, submarines, and stuff like that to power all the electronics, sonar, and stuff like that. Uh, Diesel generators are probably one of the most common big generators you'll see around. They're used from everything from personal use at people's homes as backups to big government buildings that have to have power nonstop. And if the power goes down, those diesel generators kick right on, and it's like nothing ever happened. So the diesel generators of today are highly regulated, and the emissions are slim to nothing. There's not a lot of emissions going on. So, uh, if you want power right now, diesel generators are the way to go. You want to be able to, if lights go off and you need that power, you want to be able to walk out there, turn the key, hear that motor come to life, and you'll have electricity right there, right now. It's you can have power in less than 10 seconds on a generator, but with green energy, it can take a couple minutes to a half hour to get it going. With windmills, you have to have 7 to 9 mile an hour winds to start to turn them, and that's producing barely any electricity when they're going that slow. If you want them to produce pretty good electricity, they have to be going 20 to 30 miles an hour. Um, but still, that takes time for wind to push through those and get those generators moving inside those windmills and produce power. And then, so those are a decent option for a long term and storing power, but not you want it right now, you need it right now. So, the best option for green energy is hydroelectric. Big dams, they produce the most electricity by far out of all the green energy sources out there. Um, Dams can produce almost, or can convert almost 90% of available energy from water. But then again, it takes a lot of water pressure to get those big fins moving in there and gets those turbines a spinning. But once they get to going, they produce a lot of electricity. Like the Hoover Dam, it produces an average of 4.5 kilowatts, 4.5 billion kilowatts a year, which is enough to power 80 million people. And that's a lot of people and a lot of electricity going out into the world. But that's over a year, and that takes a lot of time to get those moving and basically produce energy. It takes a while to get it doing. But for the government, like if something happens, something goes down, and there's no electricity, they need to be able to walk out and have those generators kick on and get power to all their computers and stuff like that to protect us, the people, from anything that would be coming toward us, so they can warn us. It's just more of a, it's more of an instant power. You need it. You need it right now. You can't wait a half hour to whenever it would take for green energy to get there. So hydrostatics, they're the big dams. They're the best thing out there, but they're big. They're ugly. They cause reservoirs, which reservoirs is fun and all because you can go tubing and fishing on them. But overall reservoirs, you have that big dam sitting there and it kind of disturbs everything around it. Disturbs the fish, their spawning grounds, their path to go spawn, and just stuff like that. It's the little stuff that you really don't think about when it comes to think about this big problem of what is the best way to get our electricity. But once you start to think about it, it really does affect the environment quite a bit because you have a valley and then you just fill it with water and you're not thinking about all the living creatures that are there and what's going to happen to that river and stuff. So, um, green energy is, I like where it's going, but I don't see it being a big use to us right now. I think people need to research it more, find out better, more efficient ways to get it to work for us. And because in our lifetime, I see it being mostly diesel generation because it's instant power. It's right here, right now. Green power, it's, you gotta wait for it. But like I said, hopefully here in the foreseeable future, there will be better technologies coming out. There will be just overall better stuff to make green energy more efficient and produce more power. So we can possibly get off all the diesels, which I'm not a big fan of because I love diesel motors, but I also know that we need to start thinking about our environment and know that there's only so much air that we have and only so many trees that can filter that air. So yeah, diesels are just a tried and true method. They're always been one of there, and they're overall the cheapest option because you can go get pretty good sized generator for a lot less than you can build a dam or a windmill. And they've been around, they've been used, they've proved what they can do, and there's all in all, for right now and for maybe the rest of my lifetime, one of the best options out there. But never know where technology is going to take us next. Thank you.